stopping my life, cutting my phone. It will not stop. I will continue. No legal framework. Dispute and resolve. I have questions again. Yeah, some people try to manipulate my live show, but I will continue. When you stop again, I will come in again until you will. You are joking too much. So are these elections for the people of South Sudan, or just to show the world election were held, that you did election? So these elections, without census and without constitution, is it for us, the people of South Sudan? Or you want to show the world you did election because it was a promise that you said you will do? So is it? Is the election without census and permanent constitution for us? Or you are doing it for show off, to show people that you did an election? If you don't know what it means to have an election, if you did not learn or you did not discuss from your people, your friends, your political whatever that you do your things with, then I can recommend you Psalms. A country like Germany, census-based voter rolls, independent electoral commission. Without constitution, we will not have an electoral commission that will be able to elect this, because the constitution is what will say what will be the duties of this electoral committee and how they are going to do the election. How the election will be done. It will be the constitution to tell us. So without constitution, then how are we going to know how this election should be done? A country like South Africa is near us. Constitution protects voting rights, independent monitoring. South Africa is very near you. You trusted South Africa. You went to do a forensic investigation in South Africa. So that means you can also copy how they do, or you can ask them, listen how they do. What does a census, what does a permanent constitution mean to election? Don't rush and copy bad things. Copy good things too from your colleagues and bring them. India, largest democracy, census, electronic voting, illegal framework. People have gone higher. And you're still talking of, you want to hold an election without census, without permanent constitution? You joke too much, government of South Sudan. You joke too much. But I don't blame you. I blame us, the citizens of South Sudan. Because we have been really reluctant. We gave you South Sudan with the 4 hands. But no, not this one. Not this one. Not this one. Preparation for election means to ensure fair, transparency, and credible election. Kenya here, all of you have your houses in Kenya. Kenya here, all of you have your houses in Kenya. And to let South Sudanese know, most of these leaders, their children in Kenya use helicopters. When your children are using buses in Nairobi, they are using helicopters. Their children are using helicopters within the estate to move around. That is your resources. That is South Sudan resources. That is our right, which they want now to continue taking away with having election without census, and permanent constitution. How does a real election look like? How should our election that we are going to have look like? Because we are coming from a lot of problems. We are coming from suffering. We have wounds in our hearts. And these wounds, they are not yet healed. So you cannot rush to bring us an election without census. How many we know, how many are we that we are going to vote without having a right, which is the constitution, which is our right that will protect us. And it cannot work. So the election that should look like, that I want, that we South Sudanese want, should look like this. Census have to be done. We need to know, are we 30 million? Are we 15 million? Are we 10 million? And per county, per state. You see, we need to know per county, per state. So that we will be able to know if the election, the votes were stolen or not. So without us knowing how many voters are in this state, then we will not know. So that means you will just announce results, just like what happened in Tanzania. The president won with 98%. How is that possible? This is the same thing you want to do to us. And it's not possible. We will not accept. We will not sleep. We will fight back. And the God of South Sudan will hear us. Because our land is tired of receiving innocent blood of its citizens. And I believe if Dr. John Garang could have come now, he will put everybody in prison. He will put all of you in prison. All of you will be imprisoned. So after the census, the registrations, voter education, we need to be taught how this election is going to be conducted. What is election? Because we have never done like a real election. We need to be taught what is this election. What is vote? You know, you need to educate us. There's voting education. So it's a lot of work. We need to know our rights. We need to know this constitution. What does it say to us? How am I going to elect my commissioner? How am I going to elect my AP? How am I going to elect my governor? I need to know my rights. In case this leader that I elect will not do things for me as a citizen that I elected them, what right do I have? I need to know. And that can only happen when I'm given an education. It's called voter election. The constitution have to be like done for us. We need to do it knowing every details. So, how can an election without constitution and census be called an election? I call it ghost election. Just like we're having ghost leaders who are not elected by anybody. We need the permanent constitution itself. It's a requirement for a country to have a good election. So, permanent constitution is a requirement. Census is a requirement in a government or in a country that can go for an election. So, that is the second thing to show, yes, And another, we need independent election commission. Not the one that is being appointed, I don't know how. You wait, you sit down, you call, you say, but I'm thinking of maybe putting you in our, what, or who do you think? You recommend somebody and say, put so and so that when they steal the votes, they'll be able to. We are smart now. We are awake. South Sudanese are intelligent, if you don't know. And we will not accept you to play us anymore. No, not in this election. You will remain in 2018 peace agreement until you finish. Continue delaying it, destroy it, cost insecurity, but this is where you will remain. Another requirement for a peaceful and good election is peace and security. Is there security in South Sudan? No. Is there peace in South Sudan? No. So how can you talk? Because peace and security is the safe voting for all citizens. We don't have to fear when we are going to vote. Peace and security, we need to have it. Start enjoying it. So that now we can talk of now we are going to make a better one. So without that, then what are you saying? And then there's something very important called transparency. Transparency. Which I know you don't know what is transparency as the government. Because you only know corruption. You do things under the table. So you don't know what is a transparency. That's why you are talking of you can do an election without census and without a permanent constitution. So transparency is one element that shows we are going for a peaceful, a true election. Not this election you want to do for yourself and tomorrow you want to hold us accountable that we elected you. Transparency. We need to verify. Do an audit and public results. So this is something that needs to be done. When this election is already done, there should be verification. It should be audited. And it should be publicly verified and announce the results to know by everybody. So it's not like a joke that you want to wake up and you say, tomorrow we are going to have an election. And it's okay, it's going to be okay without a constitution. It will not be okay. It will not happen. I have a question, or I have questions for politicians or these political parties that came out today and say that we are going to have an election in December 2026 without a census and without permanent constitution, and they say it openly that the elected government that is going to come will be the one that will be doing what? That will be now doing a permanent constitution. How can that be happen? How can that happen? No, it cannot happen. You cannot have a child before the mother. It cannot happen. The mother must have the child and then the mother will give you a child. That is it. We must have this constitution before now we talk about election. So the question is like this. How will you ensure accurate voter registration without a censor? That is a question. Second, how will results be verified without electricity and infrastructure? Will this election genuinely serve the people of South Sudan or political interests? When will the permanent constitution be finalized? By that, what duration have you give this government government that you said will come? How will displaced people, refugees, and international migrants be included and counted? So those are the questions for these politicians, for political parties that made a decision today that they are going to have an election without census and permanent constitution. So these questions are for you. I'm coming to conclusion. Election without census, constitution, or real peace are meaningless. We don't need them now. This is not the time. We should be talking about reconciliation. We should be talking about infrastructure. We should be talking about building schools of children. But you are bombing children in school. So how can you talk about election? This is meaningless. South Sudanese citizens deserve real participatory democracy. We have been through enough. We want a democracy whereby we will be involved in development, in developing it. Political parties must commit to genuine peace and citizen-focused election. So this is not the time for you to talk about election. No, it will be us to say when we need election, not when you will remain in 2018 peace agreement. Continue destroying it, delay it, cause more insecurity, that is where you will remain. We will not accept you to step ahead. Continue with your drama. Juba is your heaven. Continue. J1 is your heaven. Continue. Blue House is your heaven. Continue. That is your home. But you will not step out to go and cause another problem. Because this is what you are used to. You are in and out. You cause this problem. You leave it for us. You go cause for us another problem. We will not accept you to cause another problem for us. Because you will come and say, I was elected. Elected without permanent constitution and census. You want to con us to problem. You want us to jail ourselves. And you will come and use it. It cannot happen. We will teach ourselves the little we know as South Sudanese. And we will not accept to continue with problems again. No. We will not. Real election empower the people. Not just the government or paper agreements. No. We want election that empower us. We want agreement that talked about us. Not that talk about the government and you come and continue appointing each other, giving people trauma every day. And you have made people, I saw the people of Unity State, every day you come and say, remove the governor, remove, did you put the governor there? Remove the MPs, did you put the MPs there? Did you vote for them? You have made people to become puppets, psychopaths, something, I don't even know the name I can call them. You have turned South Sudanese to become nothing. It cannot happen anymore. No, not anymore. Peace and preparation are the roots. The harvest is for all. That is what we should be talking about. A peace that have a constitution that explains clearly what is the work of a president, what is the work of a governor, what is the work of an MP, what is our right as citizens if these leaders don't follow the constitution. And you want to bring us problem without this? It cannot happen. Elections without census, constitution, or real peace do not serve the people. They serve political interest. And you have been doing this for 20 years and you want to continue. Are you not tired? Are you not tired of the tears of women every day? Are you not tired of the way the youth are suffering? Every day they're in boda doing boda job and there's no money. They cannot do anything. They are suffering and they are educated. This is what you want to continue doing again? when we have enough human resource in South Sudan. You are taking, and then you don't even, please, don't joke with us. To you, citizen of South Sudan, your voices matters in this. We cannot keep quiet again when the government want to jump from the problem they have caused, the 2018 peace agreement, delayed it and do their things, and they want to cause another problem in 2026, December, saying they want to make an election without census and permanent constitution, so that they continue killing us, continue manipulating, continue exploiting us. It cannot happen. As citizens, we have the right to demand transparency, which this government they're talking about will not have. Fair and accountable election. First, they need to account to us the resources since the independence. Since the independence, we want them to account to us the resources. Gurush Wayne, where is the money? Where is the money? They need to account to us what they have done all these 20 years. The development they have done, we want to see. We want to see. Instead, what they have done is to make sure the grave is full. The only thing they have done is the graveyard is full. They have made sure the graveyard is full. This is what they have done. So you cannot come out today and you want to tell us you want to talk about election. It's not you to talk about election. Talk about how we will get food. Talk about how the flood will finish. Talk about how the bombardment will stop. Talk about how custom will be built. Talk about the women will be able to take their kudra and okra to their market. How? Because they need road. These are the things you should be talking about. Talk about where is the money. We need to know where is the money. These barrels that are being produced every day, where is the money? Instead, you are selling the oil in advance and we don't see the money. We just hear the oil have been sold up to 2027, up to 2025, and we don't know where it is. We don't know where the money. Gurush Wayne, account to us. You cannot come and talk about election. Who will elect you? And you already finish everybody. Anger is killing us. People are having gray hair in very young age. Because of the stress you have caused us. Because of the mistreatment you have given to the youth. No capital for the youth. At least if you could have provided some capital, some loans for youths to get so that they can do businesses. But instead you are very happy. You continue going and ban the small things that the citizens are doing. You joke too much. Real democracy is not a ceremony on paper. We want any agreement now to be signed. Go to the 10 states. Go to the 3 administrative areas. Go to the counties. Speak about peace to these people. Stop the bombardment. Stop the exploitation. Give us the money. Don't continue taking money for yourself and your children. This is when you can talk about election without census and permanent constitution. Where is the money? What are the things have you done that you think that will make us to elect you? Or you think we are still sleeping, we are still blind? We will make noise. We will fight back. We will even have demonstrations to make sure this government, you step down. We will give you headache. You are talking about election without census and constitution and you are very okay saying it. And you say you are educated. I will finish this way. Women, youths, children, elders, the 64 tribe plus, to the South Sudanese in diaspora, to the South Sudanese in all the refugees places, I'm here to tell you, if you accept this 2026 December ghost election without census and democracy and permanent constitution, know very well that South Sudan is not for you. In this one, if you South Sudanese have never united in anything, then the way you unite in basketball, unite in this issue of election of 2026. Don't accept these paralyzed politicians, expired politicians, to tell you that they will do election without census and permanent constitution. South Sudan is not a joke. It's not that we are afraid. If it's about prison, we have touched prison and we are here. If it's about detention, yeah, we tested detention and we are here. If it's about torture, yes, we were tortured. We are here. We have been threatened. We have been kidnapped. But we are here. The government knows us by the color. Change is expensive, and that's why we are not making noise. We don't come to social media and tell you what the government is doing to us. How the government is killing human rights activists to the level they run and stop being human rights activists. You don't know what the women and the children and are going through individually in that country called South Sudan. The country have even been nicknamed. How can you give a country a nickname called Sin City? You call the capital city a Sin City and you still want to say, this is your country. Nobody will come and build South Sudan. These politicians are on the way. They are expired. The shame, the ball is left on us. The same way you meet in different schools, in diaspora, and you love yourself, take this thing of election, that just like that. Unite in this. This is your future. This is the future of your children. This is the future of the next generation. This is the future of South Sudan. You have money, we have enough money, we have enough natural resources, we have everything. And the whole world, now they are saying South Sudan. If you want to Google, they will say South Sudan is the poorest country. Are we the poorest country? Corruption of these leaders that want to give us election without census and permanent constitution is the one that have made us to be named the poorest country in the world. And we are not poor. Leave it up to you. Take it, go down and research and know you are right. You cannot just wake up and say you want to do election. South Sudan is not for parties. South Sudan is not for politicians. South Sudan is for the citizen of South Sudan. And the time has come. If you continue sleeping, the world is not sleeping. The world is in another chapter. Continue being in a chapter of having talking about election without census and constitution. South Sudan is our country, is our birthright, is our motherland, and we must love it with everything we have. We must protect it. We must build it. Have a good night.